say something already.
Also das Maki gerade eben vorhin diese roten, also diese anderen roten Augen hatte. Das war schon mega fett.
Your tongue-tied silence speaks volumes. Wait just a minute. None of that is possible. Shuichi was with me the whole time we were on lookout. When are you suggesting Shuichi killed Rantaro? Were you really together the whole time? Huh? What do you mean? I'm asking if you two were on lookout together the whole time. Well, I guess we weren't together the whole time.
Ich gehe mal kurz in die Bücherei. Ich komme mit. Nein, bleib du hier, Kaede.
So that's when Shuichi went to kill Rantaro!
No! Shuichi wouldn't kill anyone!
Don't become emotional. We must seek the truth in a calm and logical manner. Or all our lives will be lost here.
I'm not being emotional here. I'm saying it with conviction.
Nee, das ist eine Lüge, Schätzchen. Selbst wenn Shuichi in den Keller gehen konnte, war er nicht dazu in der Lage, Rantaro zu töten. Für ihn war es gar nicht möglich, denn ja, okay. Der Sicherheitssensor ging erst später los. Shuichi hätte den ausschalten können, Prinzesschen. Das beweist gar
The
nichts.
alarm didn't ring until after Shuichi returned to the classroom. It only rang after Rantaro moved the hidden door, which means he was still alive. If Shuichi was with me when the alarm went off, then that means he's not the culprit.
By the way, I want to confirm one thing with you, Kaede. Who set the security sensor on the bookcase? It was Shuichi, right?
Huh?
Dann werde ich die Kamera aufstellen, die mit dem Sicherheitssensor verbunden sind. Ich werde sie vorsichtig platzieren, damit die Kamera die Person klar erfasst. Ich kümmere mich um den Sicherheitssensor auf dem Bücherregal. Und dann machen wir die Kameras für die beiden Türen bereit.
Yeah. Shuichi was the one who set up the security sensor. What about it?
Did you actually check for yourself if the sensor was set on the bookcase, Kaede?
No, I didn't check.
Did it ever occur to you that Shuichi could have lied about setting the sensor? Hmm?
A lie?
Shuichi pretended to place the sensor on the hidden bookcase door. But in actuality, he was holding it the whole time. And when he met up with you, he secretly triggered the sensor to make the security alarm go off.
That would cause Kaede to assume that someone had moved the bookcase.
Aber das Bücherregal hat sich geschlossen, als wir reinkamen.
I see, sneaky little fucker.
Nein, wenn das so weitergeht, denken alle, dass Shuichi der Täter ist. Ich muss etwas tun. Ich weiß einfach, dass er nicht der Täter ist. Deshalb werde ich das auch allen zeigen. Ab jetzt wird es Rauschstörungen im Hintergrund geben. Dein Beweis wird verschwinden, wenn er den Text berührt. Du musst jetzt im richtigen Moment schießen, damit die Rauschstörung nicht dazwischen kommt. Du kannst auch den Schalldämpfer mit der linken Maustaste benutzen. Damit kannst du jede Rauschstörung abschießen. Wenn du das machst, kriegst du außerdem einen Zeitbonus. So kannst du viel Zeit wieder gut machen. Schieß die Rauschstörung ab, wenn du denkst, dass dein Beweis nicht durchkommt. Ich schieße die generell immer ab. Viel Spaß!
The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly moved it in order to trigger the alarm.
So when Kaede heard the sensor go off, she figured someone had tried to move the bookcase.
Only an idiot can make that mistake. The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly moved it in order to trigger the alarm.
So when Kaede heard the sensor go off, she figured someone had tried to move the bookcase.
Only an idiot can make that mistake.
Ich bin gerade ein bisschen überfragt. Warum im Klassenraum? Ich verstehe im Klassenraum nicht. Also wir haben im Klassenraum, wir haben Shuichis Receiver. Wir haben Hintereingangfotos und Geheimtürfotos. Eigentlich dachte ich, Kaede kommt jetzt mit dem Argument, dass die Geheimtür erst zugegangen ist, als die kam. Oh. Aber ich bin gerade ein bisschen überfragt. Ich muss noch mal das erste
The
durchlesen.
security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
Bewegliche
The
Bücherregal.
sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly...
Ja, okay, das war falsch.
Shoot!
The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As
Nein,
it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly...
okay, das ist es auch nicht.
The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it.
Das ist es auch nicht. Ich muss jetzt ein bisschen Trial and Error machen. Weil ich habe gerade keine Lösung.
The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it.
Nein. Ah, ich wollte wegschießen.
Shoot!
The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly moved.
Okay, das ist es auch nicht. Da muss es ja irgendwas mit den Fotos zu tun haben.
The security sensor was armed, but the moving bookcase isn't what triggered it. As it turns out, Shuichi had it the whole time.
The sound Kaede heard came from the sensor when Shuichi secretly...
Das ist es auch nicht. Ja, okay, jetzt mache ich komplett Trial and Error.
The moving bookcase isn't what triggered it.
No, that's wrong! Wait a minute. This is weird. If the security sensor wasn't placed, then we wouldn't have been able to take that picture. We were only able to get it because the sensor was triggered by the hidden door.
Oh, that? Easy to explain. Well, you see... I guess you're right. Sorry, I didn't think that far ahead.
You're giving up that easily?
Yeah, I mean, whatevs. I made a mistake, big deal.
You speak as if you knew that from the start. Even I was taken in.
So you see, Shuichi can't be the culprit.
Now wait just a minute. The security sensor had a power supply, so what if it went like this? The security sensor was set up on the bookshelf, and Shuichi had its receiver. However, Shuichi turned the receiver off.
Huh? How come?
That would get you a picture, but no alarm when Rentaro moved the bookcase. Then, when Shuichi says he's gonna check the basement, he actually goes to the library. And thanks to the 30-second interval, he's got time to go in after Rantaro.
He could have collected the sensor from the hidden bookcase after killing Rantaro.
I see. Then he caused the receiver to go off in front of Kaede to trick her.
It's certainly plausible, considering that Shuichi knew about the intervals.
How needlessly complicated. But I guess it's not impossible.
Then, Shuichi really is the culprit?
So the ultimate detective is the killer. What a plot twist!
Wait! Why do you guys think he's the culprit? Shuichi, please say something. Why aren't you saying anything?
Bibi, du kannst nicht hinein, dass er gerade am verdächtigsten ist. Vor allen Dingen, weil er die ganze Zeit sein Maul haltet.
Shuichi, what's wrong? You're not culprit, are you?
Hey, you gonna say anything? We'll all vote for you if you don't.
Are you okay with being the culprit? Are you ready to turn yourself in?
Was soll ich machen? Jeder verdächtigt Shuichi. Er ist nie im Leben der Täter, aber trotzdem. Warum sagt Shuichi denn nichts? Gibt es einen Grund, warum er so still ist? Wenn das der Fall ist, dann liegt jetzt alles an mir. Damit ich sie alle beschützen kann, muss ich die Kontrolle über das Gespräch übernehmen. Selbst wenn das bedeutet, dass ich lügen muss. Hast du das gehört? Eine Lüge. Das hört sich verrückt an. Warum würde man in einem Class Trial lügen? Aber manchmal ist eine Lüge nötig, um die Wahrheit zu erreichen. Deshalb kannst du ab sofort lügen. Es kann vorkommen, dass du zwischendurch mal lügen musst. Shuichi Receiver hatte auch den Receiver. Shuichi hatte auch den Receiver. Das ist Shuichi war. Revolver, Lüge, Leben, Zeit. Okay. Das ist wieder die Steuerung, ne? Ja. Wähle einen Beweis aus und halte die rechte Maustaste gedrückt. Dann verwandelt sich dein Beweis in eine Lüge. Ich hatte den Receiver. Du kannst dann diese Lüge benutzen, um in der Non-Stop-Debatte voranzukommen. Du musst nur die rechte Maustaste wieder loslassen und dann wird deine Lüge abgefeuert. Wenn du mit der Lüge durchkommst, dann wirst du die Wahrheit mit der Lüge verdecken. Aber pass auf, während du die Lüge hältst, verlierst du die ganze Zeit Leben. Dieses Leben kriegst du nur zurück, wenn deine Lüge auch funktioniert. Einige Lügen sind notwendig, um mit der Geschichte weiterzumachen. Es gibt aber auch Lügen, die optional sind. Wenn du eine Lüge findest, die optional ist, dann erreichst du die Wahrheit auf einem anderen Weg. Das ist interesting. Übrigens, wenn du in einer Non-Stop-Debatte lügen kannst, dann hört sich die Musik im Hintergrund tiefer an. Achte darauf und dann weißt du, ob du eine Gelegenheit zum Lügen hast. Muss ich mein Headset mal ein bisschen lauter drehen? Jetzt geh raus und fang an zu lügen.
Let's go over the case one more time.
The security sensor was placed on the moving bookcase. Shuichi also had the receiver.
But he had it turned off.
And so when Rantaro moved the bookcase, a picture was taken without the alarm sounding.
Then taking advantage of the camera's interval timer,
Shuichi hid in the library and murdered the shit out of Rantaro! And then he grabbed the security sensor from the bookcase and returned to the lookout spot.
Afterwards, he set off the receiver in front of Kaede on purpose to make her think the murder had just happened. Praise be Tuatua! We've solved this case! So Shuichi was just using Kaede.
Angie hat einen irischen Akzent. Okay, ich habe nur durchlaufen lassen.
the security sensor was placed on the moving bookcase. Shuichi also had the receiver.
But he had it turned off.
Scheiße.
And so when Rantaro moved the bookcase, the picture was taken without the alarm sounding. Then taking advantage of the camera's interval timer, Shuichi hid in the library and murdered Rantaro! And then he grabbed the security sensor from the bookcase and returned to the lookout spot. Afterwards, he set off the receiver in front of Kaede on purpose to make her think the murder had just happened. Praise be to Rantaro! We've solved this case! So Shuichi was just using Kaede.
Let's go over the case one more time.
The security sensor was placed on the moving bookcase.
Shuichi had the receiver.
I'll turn this lie into the truth. Sorry, you guys. I forgot to tell you something important.
Forgot?
To tell you the truth, it was me. I had the receiver.
Huh?
So that's why there's no way Shuichi could have turned off the receiver.
If that is true, then the entire premise of the argument thus far is wrong.
Is this true, Kaede?
Of course! Come on, would I lie to you guys?
That'd only screw yourself over. If we mess up, you're dead too, you know.
Or perhaps you wanted to cover for Shuichi, even at the cost of your life.
Huh? I cannot imagine why anyone would risk their life to lie on another's behalf.
Words from a true heartless robot. Emotions are only for meatbags.
That is a harmful stereotype. I can produce heartfelt remarks through calculations.
Like less than 3? Those kinds of calculations?
It's not so unthinkable. All hearts are blind when faced with radiant love. Doing anything for the one you love. Hasn't everyone felt that way before? I most certainly have, at least.
Look how creepy you are. I'm sure that person didn't want your love.
For quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away.